I'm just being clear, guys. This deck is not intended, and it will get fixed very quickly. So I'm putting that out there before we even start this video. This deck is not intended to be played the way it is. It is a bug. I'm just showing you how ridiculous it is.
Daddy.
I had a lot of comments on my video yesterday saying, all very well about sappers, but what about this Arcane Blast deck that's going around? And realistically, yes, I knew about it, but it's not intended. We're not supposed to have Arcane Blast dealing double damage at every proc. It's supposed to be troops. It quite clearly states in the PvP modifier that First Strike relates specifically to troops. Troops deal double damage on their first attack. It should not be spells dealing double damage on their first cast. However, I want to show you guys how unbelievably toxic this deck is and why Blizzard need to fix it. And I know Blizzard are aware, by the way, guys. Blizzard are aware and they will fix it because this is not a fun playstyle. I'm only going to show you a few games because I did not want to play too many games with this deck because it's just not fun to play. Well, it is if you like blowing up bases in 10 seconds. But I don't really want to abuse the deck to climb the ladder. I've just played a few decks to show you what it does. A few games to show you what it does. Maybe even I'll send this over to the devs so they can kind of see it in action. But ultimately, this deck revolves around the fact that you're going to have Arcane Blast dealing double damage every proc. You do it with Chalga, so you can essentially rotate all 4 Arcane Blast tiers for lower cost because we have a low cost deck. I run Sappers and Smoke Bomb just in the off chance that we can land one of those in the Chaos. 2 1-cost minis to cycle the 1-cost back into our deck, and then we're running Chain Lightning as well. I'm running it with Reverberation, but you could run it with Storm's Reach. Just gives us another option to apply some direct damage to the base. This deck is toxic. It is dumb. It is actually using a bug with First Strike modifier to work. I am not going to be playing this deck anymore on ladder because I do not want to abuse a bug that is just quite clearly not intended. But I want to show you the deck anyway, just to show you how ridiculous it is. And yeah, part of the reason is that essentially it's not supposed to work this way. Right, so I don't even really need to use Epic Pen for this, but let's just show you. So right, here we are. We're going into a deck versus a Emperor Thorism. There is no skill involved in this deck, guys. You just put all your minis down. Then when you have the opportunity to, you just use Arcane Blast. Now this, by the way, you might wonder why I've only got 2 casts of Arcane Blast. I was actually using the talent that turns it into a 3 and a 4-cost spell only. Both work. You get a bit of more flexibility with your Arcane Blast by having the 1 and 2 costs in there. You also cycle a 1 and 2 cost into the deck, which does sometimes help. But the 3 and 4 cost does mean you can have like more immediately impactful spells. So this was the 3 and 4 cost one. Now, I'm just going to go and use my Goblin Sappers. And we're going to use the Smoke Bomb on them at the very last moment. And they will land. I'm not drinking wine, by the way. I'm just drinking Robinson's Squash. Anyone from the UK that knows about this stuff is, you know, there you go. I don't even need to commentate. You just saw how dumb that was. What was the timer? The timer was, yeah, we were 25 seconds into the game. Very fun, very interactive. Okay, here we go. This is versus a Old Murkai. So we have an opening. We're going to send our Defias Bandits down the road. We are going to just use our Smoke Bomb Sappers here. I think he does end up, yeah, Chain Lightning them. So this is why Chain Lightning is pretty good. But we're just going to go and use the damage on the base. We're actually going to use the Chain Lightning there. We're also going to use Chain Lightning's second cast. Now he's taken the side tower with just 1 Sapper. So that's one thing that you can do here. He's taken the side tower with just 1 Sapper. We'll take it back pretty much instantaneously, which is fine. And we're going to go and use another set of Arcane Blasts. We're going to get our tower back, which will give us a little bit of breathing space. And then we have some Arcane Blasts that have just been used. Now, obviously, we've entered the part of the deck where we're going to have to use a 4 cost. So at this point, it's just kind of waiting and hoping that you don't die. So for me, my biggest threat is going to be Old Murkai. I'm going to take him out. Going to cycle back out that Arcane Blast. Now start using some 1 costs. So I'm going to use Chalga behind the base. We then can send another set of Goblin Sappers. So we have multiple win conditions in this sense. We don't have to just rely on Arcane Blast. We've also got the Goblin Sappers. But we are just going to make sure that we defend our base just a little bit here. But now we have the Arcane Blast back. And this should basically be enough. It is. And there you go. How dumb is this? Next one. Versus another Old Murkai. So yeah, we have we don't have smoke bombs. We're not going to send the sappers without smoke bomb. We're still waiting to kind of get those. It's going to be the next in our use. So we're actually going to send sappers now. We do get the gold. It is bugged, by the way, so I haven't changed it to poison, but you shouldn't run pick lock in this situation because it's bugged. We do send the sappers in. They do land some of them. We're going to use chain lightning here just to clear out at least the old Murkai, because old Murkai is the biggest damage threat in this case. And then I'm going to spawn a load of stuff behind the base just to make sure we kind of defend our base in this situation. We're going to send another set of old sappers past old Murkai here. And we are then going to just use Arcane Blast. Didn't even need the sappers. Really fun and interactive. I went AFK on this one by mistake, although he was basically playing the same deck as me. But just to prove that I went AFK, you'll see it in a minute. I had to go get the post office. I had to go get something from the postman. So unfortunately, I went AFK in this one. So can't really, not much worth it. I did end up losing, but I think I was going to lose anyway. The guy had the same deck as me and just kind of had a better cycle. Okay, we're going to go here against Cairn. We're going to go straight for the Goblin Sappers route again. This guy's got level 10. This guy's got pretty much level 10 everything. He has got there obviously the Chain Lightning. So we've seen the Chain Lightning now, but we obviously have an alternative win condition. This is where we're using traditional Arcane Blast, by the way. So we're going to go for the full cast onto his base. So we're going to use the first two to take out a couple of minis. And then we're going to use the next couple just to get some damage on his base. We're then going to spawn our sappers. They will not get taken out. And we're just looking to now cycle back to Arcane Blast. So here, we're going to Arcane Blast. We're going to Arcane Blast. We're looking for one more Arcane Blast, which is fine. We're just waiting for the 3 gold. Bonk. Oh, we have to wait for the 4 gold. So yeah, he is level 10 base, so it's slightly harder to take down, but I've got a level 8 Arcane Blast, so it's dealing a little bit less damage, but we're just waiting for that 4 gold. We can practically use any spell. Boom, win the game. Very fun and interactive. This deck is not intended, okay guys? I want to make that clear. This deck is not an intended deck. It will get nerfed. Hopefully will get fixed even today, but I just wanted to show you why actually I would be avoiding to play PvP at the moment, and just in general, some of the crazy stuff that happened because of some modifiers that came out. This deck is dumb and it's probably the least fun deck and the least interactive deck that I've ever seen in Warcraft Rumble, which is just, yeah, that's saying a lot given we've had a lot of uninteractive. Back in the beta days when we had the unbound spam right next to the base, there was a lot of not fun and not interactive decks. But there you go. Enjoy.